What's up, everyone? Welcome to GoodWood, Festival of Speed. This has been a bucket list of mine for as long as I can remember. And when my friend Tom Williams and fellow teammate invited me, I just had to take the opportunity, knowing that Travis Pastrana was going to be here demoing and debuting his 1983 GL wagon on the hill climb portion, along with Prodrive's P25 debut. This is going to be an awesome video. I'm about to jump in this Ford Focus. It's a legendary car driven by Colin McRae, and I'm going to be driven by his brother Alistair McRae. And this is my first time actually on the hill here at GoodWood, and the first time I get to see the rally stage in person. Alistair McRae!
How you doing?
We're gonna go for a little rip around the rally stage here up at GoodWood. First time for me.
First time for me as well?
Yeah, right.
We'll drive by sight, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna drive by sight because
That's my car from the first time in the WRC. I drove with them in '99 with that car. Yeah, the Hyundai Ford. Yeah. One season with the two-wheel drive with the F2, and then we went to WRC with the four-wheel drive car. So, good car.
yeah.
Fire.
Element fire stick. enough to where it just refires.
Yeah.
But super sketchy when you don't have the gas to save you, because he was full send. That was wicked. I think I was pointing the camera forward at the time. I wish I was pointing it back to see what you were doing to kind of save it.
I'm trying to look for the start button.
Well, when you're jumping from car to car too, it's like you forget where's the button. Where is the start button?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Intuition. That's intuition working at its best right there.
The only problem is at my age, the Alzheimer's setting and you forget.
Yeah. That was only his second lap today. Big Alistair drove here like 3 years ago, and now it's set up reverse. They're running it in reverse, so like he was getting his boogie on for sure.
That's good.
That was wicked. That thing goes. That car, have you driven this one yet?
Yeah, I drove it once yesterday.
Oh, it goes.
Way.
This is Max McRae here.
Hi, there you go.
Oh man, that was awesome.
It's good over the jump.
It's slippery. Yeah,
It's slippery.
it is.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how big the banks were.
Yeah.
You don't want to touch them.
No, you don't.
No.
You don't want to cut. You'll go over.
Wow.
It's good though.
Yeah, really good.
It is slippy in bits as well.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah.
Everything. Your dad, the car, it was awesome.
More the car.
Ah!
Hey, how was that?
Hey, I need to borrow that car. That thing rips.
That's better than your normal. I need to take that car. You know, borrow is one thing.
Borrow. Yeah, I just want to borrow it.
Yeah.
Mr. Williams, may I jump in your car?
Yeah, co-driver. You done that before?
Yeah, sure.
Do you get car sick?
Actually, I just did it for Alistair McRae. I think I can handle it.
Alistair McRae.
Yeah.
What is out?
Yeah. It's good.
You good? You can hear me?
Yeah, but I don't know about these notes. I'm way down here.
Backstage as a duo, Bucky.
Yeah, I did it already as a co-driver.
Yeah, I can't wait to do it again. We're going to hit the rally and we're going to win the event overall back in America.
I couldn't see shit but dash. That's all I could see was dash.
Yeah, that's all you need to see in that side of the car.
It was a lot different driving with Tom Williams than it was with Alistair, that's for sure, because when I drove with Alistair, I sat co-driver and I could actually see over the dash, which it helped me, you know what I mean? Like I felt like, you know, normal. But when I drove with Tom, his co-driver seat was so low that all I could see was dash. I wasn't even looking at notes or even attempting to read them, and I still feel real like sick. What are those made out of?
These is little aluminium like tin foils.
Aluminum?
What?
Aluminum?
No, aluminium. You okay there?
We're walking up to Travis's paddock now. I can't wait to get my eyeballs on that GL wagon. Yeah. Look at these handsome fellas. What's up, Joey?
How you doing,
How you doing?
Good.
Good to see you.
Sorry, here for your seat fitting.
Yes. Put that other seat in for me so Travis has a place to sit. We got Mr. Social Media over here, Yuji, setting up some cameras.
What's up, Bucky?
This car is remarkable. By far, the most technical, amazing car that Vermont Sports Car has ever built. I mean, down to like the details. No. This, when he hits the brakes and these just pop up, That's like it's like my eyeballs popping out of my skull every time. See the little clip hidden in there, that little detail? This is Dan, one of the main engineers at Vermont Sports Car.
What's up, Bucky?
Hey, I'm doing good. 862, close to 900 horsepower.
Around here in England, I think they say half 9.
Half 9, and
Yeah.
torque-wise, what's torque?
Torque is 650 foot-pounds.
It's quite
Yeah,
incredible.
so it's a lot of power, but it's like a huge plateau of power, like from 5 to 7.5. It's just all there.
I need this for my brat. Hey Dan, I need this for my brat. It's a little wider though, correct? It is. So this grill wouldn't even fit our brat because it's a little wider. But you can damn well bet that I would try to make it fit. Check out this dash display.
That's Travis's main driving page. It's engine diagnostics, chassis side, power control. Then on this, there's options to change how the flaps work. So if you see the indicators here, as we cycle through them, it shows which flaps are active. It's set to come on with car speed, brake pressure, and G, and that determines when the flaps come on.
So I finally tracked down Travis in between. We actually got like 20 feet without him having to sign autographs and stuff. You're sitting like P2 right now, right? Like,
yeah, it's interesting because I mean there's all kinds of different cars and you never know what they have until the final day. But we got qualifying right now. Hopefully it rains. If it rains, I mean we could win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I mean all-wheel drive. That wagon, it's super nimble. Like I don't have a lot of rubber on the ground, but I can control it. It is the best driving car I've ever had.
Yeah, and that's good to hear because it's a freaking beautiful car. It's definitely like one of my favorite cars, like in this whole festival.
No, it truly.
And I don't get to drive it.
For me, if I could pick one car, it would honestly be that car. But there's there's an all-wheel drive 1200 horsepower Porsche that they're expecting to be really good. That'll be tough to beat.
Yeah, that'll be tough.
Yeah, the standard.
And then the car that's currently sitting P1 is an electric.
It's a Batmobile. It's a mini. It's a 1,000 horsepower shifter cart that you don't have to shift because it's electric.
Yeah.
And it has something like 20 tons of downforce or something ridiculous.
Yeah. And that's going to break the overall record possibly
ever.
It's going to smash it.
This could beat the one that Dumas ran up the Pikes Peak Hill. Yeah, that would be amazing. So the only way I have a chance of winning is if I qualify poorly, take massive cuts, and just trash the entire course, and it rains and it's mud.
Yeah.
Then I got a shot.
Right. Did you bring any tires besides slicks?
I do have one set of reins.
Okay.
So we've been saving those just in case it rains.
Yeah. Let's go Travis. Let's go Vermont Sports Car. Let's go BRCC Motorsports.
He is. It's gonna be fun. Either way, hey, I'll be stylish. Everyone else is gonna be like, road car driving. I'm gonna be sideways. We have fun.
That's what we like to hear. It really truly amazes me how far drift cars have come since back when everyone started drifting in the States. And a lot of the Japanese guys were coming over full time, and just seeing how all the US drivers really stepped up their game and started building these beautiful cars. Now, I got a lot of slack for, when I was in Japan and I was like leaning on the 22B and stuff. So I'm gonna get inside this Burns car. This is original from the last time he actually sat in it and raced it. This is how he left it.
bit of a balance. Yeah.
Wow. This is pretty wicked. This car hasn't been restored. Smell it. I would really love to take this on the rally stage. It's pretty well, actually. Got the helmet holders in the back. Pretty old school. Check this out.
Like when you get some street clothes. The original VIN plates.
Man, this is so cool.
It's like reverse lights on.
So we're inside Richard's car, and it has the original water bottle. This little pocket here has all the original bits in it from the car at the time. We got the plugs. We have the actual tag. Be careful with that. And we have his phone, old school. And
So I was working on the rally back in 2000. I was a journalist for a European TV station, and I'd lean into the car during the service halts to speak to Richard, who was just about to do a hat trick of winning the RAC rally. And I went through my office the other day, and I've still got the original media pass that I got Richard, Burns and Robert Reed, the co-driver, to sign. And there it is. It's a little time warp. I'd forgotten that I even had it.
that is amazing. That truly is amazing. And an honor to actually sit in this car and just be able to relive this history.
I got you something. So we stopped by Prodrive a few days ago before you got here, and we had a nice long chat with them about the P25. We were hoping you'd be here in time for the official unveiling at GoodWood so you could help us host it, but instead we'll get you your own VIP walk around. Is that gonna work for you? Will that suffice?
I love you.
This is my favorite boy.
Well, I'm truly honored to be standing here with Richard Thompson. He is mostly the man responsible for giving us this beautiful P25 car.
It's nice to meet you, Bucky, and
Yeah.
I'd like to kind of introduce you to P25. And I think firstly you've got to rewind to 1997 when we created the World Rally Car. This is a recreation of the bodywork, and when we started to look at the project and think, you know, what do we do, what don't we do, we wanted to be really kind of true to that 97 WRC bodywork, but kind of create a slight newness to it with the 19-inch wheels, but not too much else, you know. What we do tend to do, Prodrive, in our DNA is to undersell and over-deliver, and the car's covered in carbon panel work, but we like to paint everything. We don't like to shout out. We've got a lightweight carbon roof that was 7 kilograms. It's now 2 kilograms. We cover it over. And hopefully the performance does the talking. So well over 400 horsepower, under 1,200 kilograms, 6-speed semi-auto transmission, two-way adjustable Bilstein dampers, then the 380mm Motorsport derived brakes, front 350 4-pot rears. When you've got that kind of power to weight ratio, it will feel great, but the last thing you want to do is, you know, have some brake fade or a long brake pedal. So that we worked on that, and the DNA of the World Rally Car really is in the car. So the engine, anti-lag, the throttle maps, the center diff mapping, the brakes, the brake balance, all of that creates that kind of WRC feel from the car.
Absolutely. You guys did a beautiful job on this car. It's very classy. You brought your race heritage into the car, but you kept it a street performance daily driver.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, the things we have found difficult are the interior, and then what we'd normally spend our time working on roll stiffness distribution or roll gradients, and suddenly now we're having to align stitching and work out what the best interior trim, so it's quite a journey for us.
No, I bet it is. I know what kind of work goes into building these cars. I mean, you guys were really pushed fast. Like, you had to really pump this car out to get it here.
Oh, we did, yeah. We had an aggressive timeline, but I think, you know, we've got to get going. We've got to run this 12-week sign-off period now where we do all of the setup work and gear shift calibration, defining throttle maps, defining anti-lag settings, but with the help of our matrix of drivers. We're fortunate to have Seb Loeb with us now for the last 2 years with cross country, so Seb's input.
Mark Higgins.
Mark, of
You've
course.
Always had Mark.
Mark is a very safe pair of hands.
Even here at the show, you're calibrating the neutral shifts, the first, and engagement.
Yeah.
I can see you going around the paddock. And
we are right at the coalface, and you can run for hundreds of hours with the engine on the transient dyno. We can recreate 24 or 48 hours of Le Mans or 3 weeks of Dakar Rally. You know, we can really push that envelope, but it's only when everything comes together in the car that then the work really starts. And I mean, it's fair to say the car's still very young and it's new. We've only run for 4 hours before we come down here, so that we've got Ian and James. They're desperate, and every bit of data we get from Mark running up the hill, they're just tweaking the pedal map or gear shift or clutch control or whatever it is, and just getting it ready for next week when we start running in earnest. But I mean, already Mark has said, wow, what a chassis, and the engine feels great. We don't need much more power. However, I think we're going to push the envelope a little bit, but all of the signs are really good, and I think we could have sold another 25 this weekend.
Absolutely. Like, I want to just point out that this is your test mule. This is a zero car. This is still a car under development. You're still pushing forward on it. You're still developing it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if you talk about cosmetics, wheel colors, the body color, trim, everything like that, we get feedback from everybody, and we'll mold a product and see where it ends up. And that's the same with the engine calibration or dampers or springs or roll bars or whatever it is. You know, we can't shortcut the system. You can't. You just run that process, and we go on this 12-week journey, and then at the end of it, then we know the 80%, the main elements. It's now just fine-tuning the last 20%.
Right, and you can add your vents, and you can add your roof scoops, and you can do all that as a customer buying into this program. And it's very diverse when it comes to what you can choose and pick when building one of these cars. You give the customer a lot of options. Yeah,
that's right, and it could go down to brake pad materials, your pedal box positioning, your seats, your seat belts, your whatever it is. Yeah, we've got total flexibility.
Well, it's a beautiful car, and I know a lot of people out there want to know, where are you sourcing a lot of these parts from? Like even down to like the window trim.
Yeah, I mean that's been a real challenge for us, and there's no shortcutting the system. We've had to recreate the glass as an example. We modernize it with a slightly green tint, and you've got to recreate these things. That's it. There's no shortcutting it. We've got to scan parts, use a rapid prototyping machine to print these little trim clips that are just not available anymore, or recreate them in carbon or machine them or whatever it is. But blimey, we've quickly become GC8 experts. But it's a great car. It's a great base vehicle to work with, and the global following is incredible. The feedback on social media has just been amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. I know everyone's wondering, are these parts that you're developing going to be available to the public?
It would be great to release this hardware to the wider market, but you buy the car, you get those parts.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your time, Richard, and thank you.
Yeah, good job.
One thing that I want to point out is this car is equipped with a hydraulic handbrake and a separate parking brake here. You'll be able to engage the parking brake via a button here on the center console, which isn't there yet, but the hydraulic handbrake is where the stock handbrake is, and it's just a matter of pulling it up. So it keeps that nice, fine, classy interior look without having the lever. Now I do notice that although this is World Rally Blue, it's a hint different. Stretch, I know, I see it. It's got more flake, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's more flake. So this is a new bespoke colour for the P25, and it sort of mirrors that of the World Rally Blue from the early 2000s, but yeah, a load more metal flake to make it that bit special, make it pop, make it really shine in the sun.
Oh, it looks beautiful. And there's rumor that as a buyer of one of these cars, there may be different color options. I don't know. I like the World Rally Blue. Maybe white? A lot of the trim in this car is potentially going to turn into carbon. Everyone out there, when you're looking at this Zero car, this is a car that they really had to expedite very quickly. The work that they did to actually get this car here, and the fact that it's doing runs up the hill, is pretty remarkable. I'm gonna go tie up Mark now, because I know his helmet will fit. Well, I'm here with Mark Higgins, and I was just a joke about tying you up and taking your helmet, I promise.
Really?
Yeah. So you are one of the few people that got to drive this car.
Yeah, no, I'm really lucky to be involved in this project. It's very much in the development stages. The car was a bare body shell about a week and a half ago.
I knew it.
Completely bare.
I knew it.
And really the first time it went around a corner properly was probably at GoodWood yesterday. So when we actually get it up and running, okay, there's stuff driving around here at the moment. We're refining that every time we go out.
It's a sequential.
Exactly. But when it's actually on full swing going up the hill, it's actually really good.
It's an honor talking to you.
Thank you, mate.
Have fun.